Hello Leo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 9 of Pentacles. This is gain. This is a visible sign of progress. I think you're somebody that right now in your life you're looking for an increase. You're looking for something that's going to give a little bit of a cushion. You know, we think of like our checking account, and for years I've lived my life with my checking account like in the negative. You know, and it's always this. I just want to get like a $5, $10, $50 cushion in there, you know? And I feel like, because then, you know, you pay some bills or you have to buy gas and then you're, you know. But anyway, I feel like you're looking for that, that little bit of slack. You're looking for that little bit of a cushion, that little bit of a bumper between you and calamity, let's say. Okay. And I really think with the 9 of Pentacles here, I feel like you're seeing the progress. You're seeing that things are getting incrementally better. Yeah. So I wonder if this card maybe is you focused on saving some money, on kind of, we're working on the budget a little bit in order to create a little bit of that extra, a little bit of room here, right? A little bit of space, a little bit of ease, I think. All right, we're going to put that into some context. We're going to see what that energy is being applied to. All right. Well, we've got, 7 of Wands now. That's interesting. Fire and Earth, right? We got the Moon card. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, there we go, Leo. There is your power card. That is the Lust or Strength card. This is your power card. This is the card that rules the sign of Leo. It's your superpower, right? And your superpower, I think, is your creativity, your courage, your bravery, your ambition, and your control, your self-control, right? Your discipline. And there's some more of that discipline. There is that 9 of Wands. Between these two cards are telling me that anything you say you're going to do, you can do. All you have to do is speak it into existence. I am going to whatever, XYZ, and you do it. That's the kind of commitment, that's the kind of resolve that you have. You're not somebody that breaks your promises, right? I think you're somebody that you're not going to agree to something. You're not going to say something unless you're going to follow through with it, unless you mean it, right? Let's keep going here. And I think that's the key to this. Now we've got more fire energy with the Princess of Wands. And Ace of Cups, very good. Hanged Man. And look at that, 10. See, now we've got a little bit extra, right? The 9 we want, and in this case, we can think of it as the 9 of Pentacles is kind of the month-to-month expenses of something. Maybe this is your business, maybe it's your personal life. This doesn't have to be money, but in terms of energy, this feels like there's just enough to get by every month. At the end of the month, it's real close to being even, right? Maybe there's a couple of dollars left in the account. And that's just kind of how it is. It's just enough to keep it going, to keep the system running, right? But then we get that 10. And now it feels like now we've got that little bit extra. Now we've got enough to keep the business running month to month. But then also every month there's that little bit extra that's being put aside. And that little bit over time is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Meanwhile, the month-to-month kind of overhead, or whatever they call it in business, right? The month-to-month expenses are being taken care of. But then you're just kind of filtering away that little bit extra, right? And when we have this Seven of Wands here, I feel like this is kind of an idea like there's something extra you want to do, right? And so I kind of feel like this is us struggling with having enough extra that we can do this other thing. This is like that extracurricular thing. This is like that, the kind of the new car you want to buy, or the vacation you want to take, or, you know, it's kind of, in a way, this is what we're saving for, right? And it could be anything. I feel like it's something creative. I feel like this is something that is like not really related to the business. It's not something that maybe is going to earn money, but it's something that you really want to do. And so we're struggling with that. And I feel struggling with how we're going to justify it to ourselves in a way, right? Because what we don't want is the Hanged Man, excuse me. I'm still getting over this chest cold. What we don't want is the Hanged Man, obviously, right? We don't want to feel, well, one, we don't want to feel guilty for having put our effort, our money, our energy, our time, space, whatever, into whatever this... And maybe this is just the idea that you want to somehow create more time and space in your life. Maybe this is a sport. Maybe this is a creative endeavor, a musical endeavor. Maybe you want to take some classes, take some martial arts classes or so. You want to do something that is just an expression of you and your interests. It's outside of this machine of this Nine of Pentacles, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And it's just going to go right over here. Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top. That is Kevin from The Office and Mr. Bates from Downton Abbey. Just thought you would know, two of my absolute most favorite shows in the whole world. Anyway, if you have a prediction about this card, put it in the comments down below. All right. Major Arcana, yes, we do have some. We, of course, have the your power card, your superpower card, the Luster Strength card. We've got the Moon, and we've got the Hanged Man. Now, the the Moon is kind of like the worst case scenario here. Okay, if we think of the Lust card as you having the discipline, right? We kind of think of the worst case scenario is that we get ourselves into a really, really bad situation, right? That we take a risk because whatever's going on here seems like it's just something that you want, and maybe it's an investment. Maybe it's like you have this business and you're thinking, well, gosh, I have this opportunity to buy this new piece of equipment, or to move the business somewhere else, or to expand the business, or to do something, do something unique. But there's a risk there. Okay? And now I know I said that this was something that you were doing unrelated to this central kind of machinery of things. But it's because it's something with this Luster Strength card, I feel that it's something that you want to do. You don't necessarily feel like this is the smartest business decision kind of thing. This is something that you feel this kind of, this desire toward, right? And I think that's what's kind of giving us the dilemma here. Because it's something that is this something that's kind of is it a sound business decision? Or is this something that's just kind of maybe it's a whim, maybe it's a desire, maybe it's something creative, maybe this is something extracurricular for you. With the Moon underneath, we don't know exactly what the result of it is going to be, okay? I want to talk about the Earth energy, though. We have our Major Arcana, and yeah, we're in this kind of dilemma. We don't want to feel guilty for doing something and then maybe it doesn't go the right way. We also don't want to feel as if, we don't want to feel the regret of having not tried, right? But let's talk about this earth energy, because we have the Knight of Pentacles. I think you started this thing. I think, at some point in your life, you developed this long-term vision. I think you have long-term goals. And you can see what your best life consists of. The Knight of Pentacles is always looking at a Ten of Pentacles. Even when we don't see it in the reading, it's looking at it. But maybe we just don't know what it is. But since we have the Ten of Pentacles here, you know what it is. You know what it is. There's a lot of stuff in between, though. See? There's a lot of stuff in between. And I think your best life consists of more than just the Nine of Pentacles, month to month, kind of the business expenses just getting paid, and then it's just kind of even Steven at the end of the month, right? That's something that's very difficult for you to sustain or to just be satisfied with. And maybe that's the Seven of Wands here too, is that we are just kind of, we're fighting against that kind of, I don't even know what to call this. It's just that month-to-month kind of life. That we're fighting against that. That there's something more. We want more. With that Ten of Pentacles is there. We can see it in the distance. We know what it is. And it's more than just this. In fact, it's probably a little bit of an Ace of Cups. Adding an Ace of Cups to that nine, right, will give us that perfect life. But that Ace of Cups here in the environment, that's something that really doesn't have a practical result, right? It's not like you're getting a new piece of equipment, oh, then we're going to make twice as much money or whatever. It's kind of something that you just want for your own fulfillment. It's not something that's necessarily going to give you more money or anything like, you know what I mean? It's something that's, well, extra. I don't think it's extra because it's part of this picture. And it's a very crucial part of this picture. I kind of feel like the cards here are saying that the struggle with you is kind of feeling that you're not giving yourself permission to go after whatever this Ace of Cups is. It's in the environment. You kind of see it right there, but you're just not letting yourself go and do it. Learn it. Immerse yourself in it. I feel like it's something that your heart really wants. But you're just kind of, I gotta stick to business here. I gotta do what's smart, what's wise in this kind of business model here. But I think the Lust or Strength card is giving us the answer. Because I think that this is the right amount of self-control. Contrasting with the Princess of Wands, which is rather impulsive, right? The Princess of Wands is just totally immersed, totally not thinking things through, not worried about consequences, and tends to start a lot of little fires everywhere. Okay? Doesn't really realize the seriousness of what it's doing, is just completely motivated by its own desires, its own impulses. But if you can control that, if you can find a way kind of in between, if you can have some discipline to it, then I think your life's going to get a lot easier, right? Because this seems like a struggle. It feels like a month-to-month kind of thing, and it feels like we want something that feels good about it. If we look at this is the only water energy we have. Well, we've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man's water energy. But the Hanged Man is a weird kind of water energy, right? It's a water energy that is either guilty for having the water or is regretting not taking the water, right? So it's a weird kind of thing. But this is the only water energy we see, and I feel like this is what is going to be really it's going to add such meaning and depth to your life. It's going to really complete this picture. And I think that your decision is going to be a lot easier when we look at this, whatever this thing is that you really want to do. When we look at that as part of the plan, as not as something extra, not as something that, I really shouldn't be wanting this, or it's just, No, if we look at it as a very important part, and I don't know if this is, well, maybe this is a relationship, maybe it's a romance, a love, maybe this is just a creative endeavor, maybe this is a spiritual life, spiritual practices, maybe this is, I don't know. It's something that you want with your whole heart. And I feel as if denying yourself this is causing you a lot of hardship. So it doesn't mean we go the other way and we just allow ourselves to completely dive into this, no holds barred and no thoughts and no consequences and no responsibility. That'd be a little too much Princess of Wands. We've got to have the willpower, the resolve, the discipline. We got to have these two. And I think your life becomes much, much easier. I feel like we can avoid the Hanged Man altogether, that we can develop this Ace of Cups into whatever it's going to be, and it adds such depth of meaning, richness, and purpose, and this satisfaction to your life. It really gets us closer to that Ten of Pentacles. And I know that you see that. But the obstacle here is kind of just this like daily grind. Yeah. And with the Moon card under here, it's kind of like it's the knowledge here that, yeah, I can see the end result that I want, but there is no guarantee that I'm going to get that. There's no certainty about it. This is kind of like you want to invest in something and you really, really feel this Ace of Cups about it with your whole heart, but you know that there's no guarantee about it. You know that there's no way to know that it's going to result in that Ten of Pentacles. Now, the one thing I notice here is that we don't have the air energy. So I feel like, I kind of feel like that's what we need. I feel like we need a little bit of reflection. We need a little bit of a strategy. If we have this discipline and this willpower and we just kind of think of a good plan and we temper ourselves in a way. We don't let ourselves just kind of run wild with the Princess of Wands. But then we also don't, deny ourselves this Ace of Cups. I think life gets a lot easier. Let's do a Metatron Oracle card. Sometimes the Metatron Oracle pack will give us an idea of what the ultimate wish is, right? And anytime we get that Ace of Cups, I like to do a Metatron Oracle card to kind of see what it might evolve into. What is it? What is this thing that you want to pursue, but there's part of you that feels that you can't or that you shouldn't in the context of your kind of, the daily, monthly, the routine kind of business life there, right? The practical life. Blue, Madonna and Mothering. Gosh, I had that feeling earlier in the reading, but I feel like I don't like to bring these kinds of things up because they're sensitive issues. But I had this just the intuitive feeling of something, someone that is very much focused on work and career and, making ends meet, putting food on the table and keeping things going. And then the idea of starting a family, right? Or expanding the family. And, we hear that all the time. And my wife and I, we used to talk about this too. There's never going to be the perfect time to do that, I used to say, well, yeah, I want to have a kid, but I want to wait until, the finances are more stable, until there's a little bit extra, until there's, basically what we're talking about here. And my wife would say that time is never going to come. There's never going to be the ideal time. I mean, there might be as close to a perfect ideal kind of situation, that we can get. But I'm never going to feel like, okay, now we've got our finances are situated enough where it's okay that we expand the family or something like that. So I don't want to talk too much about that. I feel like it's not my place, But we do have that Oracle card. It's the Madonna. It's Mothering. And so I feel like this is something, maybe it's just this idea of we want to take on a pet. We want to go get a dog, You're already busy enough. And so it's like, well, now you want to take on this this other, responsibility. And with mothering, we're not necessarily talking about bringing a child into the situation, though we could be, okay? But that mothering instinct, that wanting to take care of something, wanting to nurture something and to foster something's growth and to put our energy into something that is outside of your kind of normal routine, job, career kind of daily life, right? Maybe you're retired or, maybe you're in school or something, but this combination, this is like that daily grind that we're on, whatever it might be for you. And then, of course, the Ace of Cups and the Madonna and the mothering, that's something extra. It's kind of like you're so busy now, but now you want to go out and foster a bunch of cats or something, right? And trust me, I've been there. I've done that before. I've had a very busy life, and someone says, hey, I found these stray cats and I had kittens, and sure, yes, I'll take one. Well, then now it's just like, how do I have the time and the energy or the money to take care of this life form? Well, you figure it out, And I kind of feel like we need a little bit of that air energy to help us kind of figure it out, or to help us just kind of reflect on it's going to be okay, right? It's going to work out. We're going to be able to do it. I don't know exactly what that Ace of Cups is. If you want to share a little bit about that in the comments, you're, of course, more than welcome to, but you don't have to. I also want to remind everybody that I'm not on any social media. I'm not on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of these things. If anybody is out there using my face, pretending to be me, offering private readings, it's not me. Don't give anybody your money, okay? When I start doing personal private readings again, you'll hear it from me first here on YouTube, okay? This is the only platform that I'm on right now, okay? I just want to make sure I care about you. I don't want anyone to kind of scam you out of your hard-earned money. All right, especially when there's something new that you're wanting into your life, you're bringing into your life that I think is adding such depth and meaning to you, and you're already pretty busy in life, But I feel like this is going to make your life easier. This is going to make your life. It's going to add to the richness and value, and the satisfaction of your life. And I think the Mothering Oracle card, I think we're really onto something there. But let's look at the Mystery card. It's going to be some air energy. I'm kind of feeling air, but I'm also feeling more water. I want that easiness. Maybe I want the 10 of Cups, right? Or 6 of Cups. Let's see what we got. Well, we've got the Sun. The Sun is, well, now it's interesting. Now we've got the Mother and the Sun, right? But I feel like the Sun is our ability to see the bigger picture. The Sun is really, I think, helping the Knight of Pentacles see clearly what this is, to really be able to see how everything would fit together. And maybe it's really hard to, well, look at the Knight of Pentacles again. It's hard for the Knight of Pentacles to see this and to see the perfection, to see the ideal, to see this kind of, best life scenario back here. Because all the Knight of Pentacles can see is the struggle to make ends meet right now. This is all it can see. Right? Not knowing that, hey, there is this creative force, this spiritual energy, this discipline and self-control, and this willpower and this... See, really with the Nine of Wands, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think that with the Sun card now, which to me is allowing the Knight of Pentacles to see all of these other cards, that's letting you know, Leo, that this actually is something that it's not going to make your life more difficult. I mean, it will in some ways. I mean, it's going to be challenging. Let's say it is a kid or a pet or anything, or even a hobby. Yeah, it's going to make your life more difficult. It's going to make you a busier person. You're going to have more things to do, more errands to run, right? More money to spend. but it really is going to make your life easier and better and more meaningful and richer and more satisfying. And I think the Sun card is the confirmation that, yes, this is something that should be an important part of your life. We don't have to sacrifice whatever this is, which is that Hanged Man energy, and that's what we don't want. We don't want to have to sacrifice this because this is an important part. We think of somebody who's just focused on the struggle, on the grind, on making ends meet, on the work, on all, paying the bills, but doesn't have any kind of creative life or spiritual life or internal life or personal life or hobbies or friends or whatever it is. You don't have anything to kind of take care of or to put your love into, except for that. Then your life becomes just this. And to me, it's lacking what that Ten of Cups is showing you. This is what could be. Well, this is what will be. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.